Alright, greetings. Universal Studios. This is Redmond Blessings. What your Earth is going through at this time is a shift into more of a higher density energy. Four density energies have been increasing much with your society, which would change your weather patterns greatly. And also alien awareness seems to be coming. Yes, the appropriate word is not bleeding through, but it is bleeding through into your society also slightly. And become more known, and yes, and within the next 10 years, as we see at this time, judging by the vibrations of your society. As for truthful alien energies, knowledge, not just your fantasy anymore. Fantasy is nice, but it's not directing it right to, it's not giving out the right message. As for spiritual energies on your planet, will still take some time. It is still in an abyss. As for human condition, humans aren't ready to fully connect to themselves at this time, which is nothing wrong with that. That is part of the process of the planet in this situation. We do see in the next 10 years, as for more alien acceptance, as the knowledge will become more increased, that your society will eventually become more happy with itself also. Still a difficulty finding happiness within a society like this, because it is lost. It is trying to figure itself out, as you can tell. And figuring itself out will eventually go into the alien energies as for finding identity within that, but also mixing in with your reality to blend your reality into more of a honest reality instead of this fictional one that you live with at this time, the theater called your existence. Will eventually thin out. We will see the true realities, which are many different realities that can bring into this world to make it more comfortable, meaning a cashless society, but also a society with no money, but also a place where there is no restrictions on what you want to do. Understand? So you're bringing different realities into this one to make you more free, basically. Understand that will be some time. But also understand you're going to you're connecting more with that though. Now, they'll increase every year. Every year we're seeing an increase. As for extraterrestrial energies, as for physically connecting to humanity, it is unlikely. Not until your humanity becomes more friendly with each other. It becomes at more peace with each other. You find yourself more without this conversation of angerness, without bitterness among each other also. Complete understanding. We can walk into an environment like this and connect to everyone instead of just connecting to yourself. Such as this environment, you would enter an environment like this and you all telepathically say hello. A welcome greeting of friendship. And those that are not showing friendship, you will see them quite easily. But no, there is no judgment, of course. It is part of their process. There's no complaints there on that matter, not at all. But yes, this fiction, such as this place, is a step in the right direction to a certain degree. As for identifying one's connections with the universe, understand you're bringing your universal connections into this reality, which are many. You're doing this already, but more of a positive connection, more of a, you can see it more clearly, meaning you can live it instead of fantasize about it. You can more live this life of freedom where you can do whatever you want, think whatever you want. Of course, you can do that now, but even that is restrictions because of the thought police in your society, which are real. Those things are very much real in your society, keeping you away from you. Yes, you see your news organizations will eventually lose their power, eventually. But your society has to eventually become more at peace and loving with each other, which is very difficult to understand. Humanity has to understand itself, meaning it doesn't have to go to war with each other or war with oneself. There's a great mystery that is lived within yourself that needs to be discovered. There's always many mysteries upon mysteries, but it's at least this mystery of acceptance, of that you are far more than what you see in your mirror. This is just a vessel where your spiritual energies can go so much further. And there's much noise here. I might have to leave you in one moment. One moment.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we want to thank y'all for coming on here to Universal Studios, Orlando, Florida. We are Street Breaks.
That is what is going on in humanity's energy. As for galactic updates.
Let me just tell y'all something. This is not a golf tournament, okay?
As for galactic updates, the Sirians have increased their numbers on your planet. As a friendly face, but also to release the negativity from your society. As the Sirians brought a lot of disruption to your world and in your Earth's history. It is not fully understood, not by you, but by us, yes. As some aliens incarnate in your world just to bring chaos to the society. It is very well known. It is also part of the human experience. So can you detect it? Can you see it? That is your test. They're brought here as a great test. Many of your politicians, your black projects are very much involved. There's so much more. Where these Sirians are, many of you are part of your police force. Of course, yes, your police force is not so much a Palladian occupation. It is more of a Sirian occupation. Unfortunately, it does get... Sirians are very easy to manipulate in this type of environment. They're very intelligent, very diverse, but also they get angry very easily also. And their disconnection from nature makes them lethal in many ways. Lethal in a way that they cannot be controlled. In a positive way. Not necessarily want to control them at all, but they can become out of control. Whereas the difficulty to cause their mayhem. Does that make sense to you? For a good example, your chainsaw massacre type of person is very much a Sirian energy. You'd be surprised. Where Sirians do get, when they get vicious, they do truly lose it. They become mentally unstable. That is mixed with your human energies. But much of that is a Sirian. Yeah, it's unfortunate many also serial killers underworld as much as Sirian energy. Not all, but quite a bit of it. That is mixed with your human energies. Human and Sirian doesn't always mix very well. It makes things more complicated and puts your Earth at a low vibration. That was done to test your society, and it's done it very well, but now that's going to be lifting out as you fully understand it. Yes, in its own way, you can release this Sirian within the human being that is mentally not stable. It is possible. There's another being that wants to come through. I believe that will bring so much help. So when you connect to a Sirian energy of a great negativity and you are in your prisons, you can send them love as for releasing this negativity. A maze, a way out. That way out you will know on your own. It is, they make it very difficult. They imprison themselves in darkness. And it does not help when they feed on darkness, some of them. Not all Sirians are in this situation, but a good amount are. It's one way of seeing how far they can go. I believe you understand. This is an experience of negativity, and they experience as far as they can. There's many also the positive energies of Sirian that is part of your religious groups. Many are priests, bishops, Pope. Your Pope at this time is actually more Pleiadian at this time. The Pope in your place in the year 2016 of this month is Pleiadian energies. There's much Arcturian with him, but plenty of Pleiadian. Too much Arcturian would make him go insane. It would, because it would be, you have such a spiritual energy, find this world too confusing and not know what to do with it. With the Pleiadian, it helps mix it up a little bit. That way, a great understanding of your existence it is within one's DNA. Let's go now. Blessings. This is Redmond. Take care. This was Harry Potter. I missed it last time. I guess she spits water. I thought it was a bathroom. Yeah, this alley. I thought it was a bathroom. I had no idea all this was here. So anyway. Alright, deconnecting soon. The entrance of Harry Potter. I'll take a bath. Just walked right by it last time. I walked by it this time. It's like I saw it on the map. So anyway, all right, that's what. Okay, this is New York Street. Oh, this is Hollywood. Sorry. So. Greetings. This is Nathaniel. The Tall Blondes, speaking for the Pleiadian Collective. As your awareness continues, more of a alien presence will be known, mostly in your skies at this time, where your society is not ready for true connections. As for physical visitation, but those numbers are increasing. I do not feel not to feel that discouraged that many of the star people here, star seeds, who are very clearly aware of their extraterrestrial connections, wish to connect to your galactic families greatly, and your distress is felt. Understand your incarnation here is vitally important. Yes, the stress here, the unknown here, is there to only strengthen your abilities, because realize your lifetimes are helping others in other dimensions. It's your lifetime here of the struggles, no matter what it is. The more the struggles, the more you open up. The more you can help other species on other planets as you reincarnate, but remember how many are connected to you at this time. It's not just your guides, but the aliens that you are connected to, such as Ivan with the Greys. They're expanding very much. As for human intellect, human connections, yes, you can call it very much an experiment coming into this reality. One moment. One moment. One moment. Now understand, all this would come into more. Be carefully, it's not necessarily here to be fully understood. As for how much has changed about the different dimensions, different alien races, but they do They are encouraged to send their species into your world to have an incarnation. Go through much. The harder the test, the more you learn. Realize there's more poor people than rich people is because you learn more without anything than you do when you have everything around you. Of course, when you have a great amount of money, it depends on how you use it. Some are given a great amount of wealth, know very little about themselves, ever. And don't know how to appreciate the little things either. It's very difficult to do that. So without these, yes, we realize the financial burdens can be quite heavy among your humanity greatly. As for misdirection, especially children growing up in a harsh environment, but all these things are there for a reason because they're not on other realities, that is why. So it's difficult to fully understand. As for your black projects, we do see many whistleblowers at this time. Also your Hillary Clinton, we see that opening up more in your realities. As for the truth of Hillary, of what is behind her, what is hidden within her agendas, which is many. We do see much of that coming into your knowledge base. As for Hillary Clinton, is part of the serpent beings. Some of our crystal beings that are here to control and manipulate, but not forever, only for a certain amount of time. So this is only to be temporary for her presence on your planet. That's all we can say. As for her suppression on humanity, it is also, understand much of society is also rejecting her. You'd be surprised what you do not see, but much of it is rejecting that type of energy. Not to see what's behind the scenes either. It's difficult to see it in this environment that you are in. There is like a snake type of energy around her, a serpent type of energy that is not doing well at this time. And the species she's connected to also is being greatly hurt because they're not their influence on society is not as strong as they'd like it to be. As for more controlling, manipulating, and as for having it in its grip. One moment. Well, your humanity is going through a transition of awakening process. And they go through great negativities in many ways. It's the only way to break free of the conditions of your earth. As for the spell on your planet, for you to find happiness, to find a direction of your spiritual, basically connecting to the galactic universe. The Galactic Federation of Light is going through many transitions as you are. And what happens here is affecting them greatly. The Andromedan energies is much here also as for directing you into a more positive timeline. Many are here not aware of their Andromedan connections, which is for a reason to keep your world in more of a positive timeline. It's done in secret because it's not needed to be fully known, but you can most likely connect to it on your own. Now you have more of an awareness of your Andromedan past, so it's just quite vast actually. Many here have a incarnation with Andromedans. Many, at one time it was a requirement on this planet to have an incarnation with Andromedans. To reach a certain level, it had certain reasons for it to be there. Much has to do with the arts. It has its reasons. It has not necessarily needed to be fully brought into your awareness. One moment. There's my... Yes, but the Andromedans do have a... This is like a second world to them. In some ways, this is an Andromeda world. Of course, the Lyrans feel the same way. This is a great experiment that's taking them into a knowledge base they never knew they even had. As for the soul experience on this earth, it is to test one, but testing one at certain levels will bring it into an oasis that is not easily understood in this reality. It is a test that is, one moment. You can say that many have incarnations here are part of, they become leaders of other worlds in some circumstances. Where their input is asked many times, where you become part of councils on different planets. Let's put it that way. Some can move in rank and become more of a higher being, meaning because they put the time into it. It's not that they are better than anyone, it's just that they have all the experiences of this world and other worlds that are very difficult. And it is true, there are worlds that are very similar to this. So there's 17 worlds, more than that actually, that have a great impact of this type of dense negativity. It's a different type. They don't have money systems like you do. They have great difficulties, but there's no need to go into it right now. Earth is the golden plateau at this time, watching it ascend into a more positive environment, which many saw as impossible. But as much as the Andromedan energy is making it possible, more than the Palladians, you'd be surprised. The Palladians are sometimes, some have walked away from this planet, some have given up. You understand how easy it is to give up? You understand that, I believe. Many do feel that in their own lives, giving up. Many aliens sometimes do the same thing. They give up, but they do not forget. If that makes any sense. But they do walk away, only giving you a chance to grow. But some do walk away and never come back. There are others that do come back every once in a while to see where you are at, but not to get too involved. As for the Nordics, we are always involved. The tall blondes are always involved. Now, many of the Palladians, not a good amount of them do walk away because of the negativity and hostilities that you have against each other. It makes it very uncomfortable to connect to a world like this. It makes sense to you. That's all I have. Much love. This is Nathaniel from the Palladian Council. Much love.